this is Pat Walker of Mission Winners. This is training coaching video number 2. One of the things that people need to take in consideration is studying charts. Studying charts can help you make better investing decisions. And each chart, each bar, is a reflection of human emotions. And emotions of fear, that's a fear bar right there. Fear, that's a fear bar right there. Potential greed in a bar like this. There's panic in some of these bars also. Panic. Now this is an unusual situation right here, but I need to share this with you. And please remember this. This will help you. This will set you apart from other investors. Every chart is a reflection of human emotions. The emotions of fear, greed, panic, complacency. If you remember that, you will be light years ahead of other people investing. And each price bar combined with volume is talking. I'll give you an example. You see this bar right here? Look at the volume pickup. I'm going to show you something here that will help you. Look at the volume pickup on this bar. It's huge. Support at the 20-day. Advance it 1 bar. Look at the volume. This is panic. This is panic. It's telling you people want to get out and get out at any price. Now, I'm not calling it a crash, okay? We're not going to get all involved in the emotions of it. The point is this. If you study charts, you will understand why they do what they do. If you know why they do, then you don't have to memorize anything. Just analyze the charts. Price, volume, open, high, low, close. You'll see clearly if there's buyers or if there's sellers and what to do. Now let's take it a step further. After you've determined what the market's doing, you can look at stocks and analyze them. And I need to share something with you. I've been doing this since 1985, 86. I was there for the crash of 87 and everything else since. When you're looking at a chart, you can look at the fundamentals, and you should. You really should. It's a fact that companies with great earnings and or great sales and in great groups outperform other companies. But you also must look at the chart. I can show you charts of companies that have great fundamentals and the charts are awful. So what do we do in Mission Winners? We combine both variables, the chart combined with fundamentals. And by so doing, we have developed a statistical edge on how to manage your stocks. I don't day trade. I'm not involved in getting in and out quick. I will ride trends for as long as possible. But when you understand the psychology behind the chart, you'll start seeing things clearly and capitalize on it. So here's the spiders. I'm going to show you some charts of past keyless stocks. Every one of these was a keyless stock, and it'll help you. Boeing. Look at the chart. It runs up. It goes sideways. What does it mean by it's going sideways? As I stated, this is a tug-of-war situation between buyers and sellers. Fell on fairly heavy volume on this bar, and then it went sideways on very light volume. Starts to pick up on a pickup in volume. Drops, but the volume on this bar is less than this selling bar. Volume is drying up. It's going sideways. There's support on the moving average, and it pushes through the line on a big pickup in volume. I say this a lot. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. They voted right there, and it's shown in volume. Simple pattern, and it goes. Also pause and say this. Please don't think you can only do a cup and a handle formation. If you just wait for cup and handles and nothing else, you'll starve to death. I know. I've seen it. You've got to have a couple of other charts that are simple, clean and simple, that are easy to understand to help you make money. So there's Boeing, actual keyless stock. Let me show you another one. InMode. It has a good run. It goes sideways right here. And then finally, right here, you have kind of a cup and a handle formation on this one. It starts to pick up on a pickup in volume. And what do? We buy right there. See this bar right here? See that dot, those dots? That white line is this big green volume bar. It had run up. Think about this for a minute. This is important. The stock runs up and it starts to go sideways. What does going sideways mean? It's an equilibrium. It's a reflection of tug of war between buyers and sellers. You have to take that in consideration. This is just a tug of war. You don't know who's going to win. You don't need to know who's going to win. You know why? If you just watch the darn thing, it'll tell you who wins. How's it measured? By price. And they voted. They bought. By the way, earnings were up 109% when we bought this. Sales were up 55%. All right? We stacked the deck in our favor. Picked it right here. 27 or 31 average price. It goes up right there. That's a double in 5 weeks. Now, let me pause. They all don't do that. That is not the goal of this educational video. It's to explain the methods, and they work. I supported a family of 6 doing this. So here we go. Let's continue on. And by the way, I'm thankful for that. Here's the next one. GSX. Look at this long base. Revenues or sales were up 441% before it broke out. Look at the volume come into this. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. They voted on this bar and they voted on this bar. We talk about trends. Look at the trend up the 8-period exponential moving average. Look up the trend on the 20 simple. That's how you ride trends and let it work as long as you can. Here's another one for you. It's for education. We bought right here. Microsoft. This is recent, all right? I mean, this is like now. Well, it happened last November, but you can see it's relatively current coming in here in March. Look at the buy right there. It's a clean and simple shelf. And it goes up, pulls back, but notice what it does here. It gaps down and reverses and closes near the highs on better than average daily volume. They didn't sell this bar, they bought this bar into the close. And notice the trend. On these emotional gap ups, we were selling into strength. We sold the rest here, and then on that big gap down, we sold the rest. We bought this right here, all right? We'll call it, I'll just make it simple and call it, well, I can tell you it was $147.29 is what we bought it for, okay? And it runs all the way up. It's 40 points. 40 points. 30 points. 40, that's good money. And that's what we're after. Simple trends. A couple more for you. Upland. Look at the long base. It runs up in price. And this is just a long representation of a tug of war between buyers and sellers. It's a stalemate. And we look for telltale signs to see when it's finally going to settle down. This bar right here, it gapped down, but it closed above where it opened. See this? Telltale sign. Consolidating on the 200-day. And then finally it lifts off on volume pickup and it marches. Keyless stock, Upland. Go to your charting service and look at it. Back in February 2018. What a nice move. What a nice move. Another one to study. CyberArk. Going sideways. It's from last year. Lifts off on volume. Look at that. Just a nice simple pattern. Connect the tops. It doesn't need to be fancy. And it marches. It marches up the 8-day. It marches up the 20-day. And you just let it work. This stock also had either great earnings and or great sales when it went. I can document that. I'm wired really tight about this. You can say, Patrick, why are you wired so tight about it? I'll tell you why. Lord blessed me with 4 kids. 4 of them in private schools at the same time. For that, I'm thankful. Wife that was a stay-at-home mom, raising a family of 4, and it was a busy household, let me tell you. and I wouldn't have traded it for the world, by the way. It was awesome. Thank God for those kids. She allowed me to do this. But I worked very hard, and I had to. Why? Well, let me tell you. The boys are pretty big. They're not fat, they're big. And when you're going through, I don't know, 8 gallons of milk a week, do the math. There you go. Here's the next one for us. DBX. Nice long base. Lifts off of that long channel. Look at that volume on that bar. We bought it right there. Now, runs up. This is a flagpole. Don't overstay your welcome on flagpoles. This is emotional buying, and eventually it's going to stop. And when it does, it stops pretty dang ugly. And it did. But by selling some in its strength, we guaranteed ourselves great profits to allow it to pull back some and get the rest sold. That's the move. But notice the base. The key point is this. The base. That's what counts. One more for you. Right there. Upland. Note the long base. Note the liftoff. Note the volume pickup. And it takes off. That's a good move. From 20, we'll call it 24 up to 30. You can say, that's only, 24 to 30 in a week and a half. Oh, God, that's only 6 points on 20. That's only 25% on your money in a week and a half. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Anything? There's nothing wrong with that. Let it work as long as possible. You see this bar right here? Big reversal bar down. Warning sign. Warning sign. Things to say, hey, get lighter. And that's what we do. And this stock also had great numbers. Anyway, I wanted to share this with you just to show you what we do, but more importantly, to teach you. Look for the longer bases, 2.5 to 3 weeks minimum. Look for volume surges, pushing through those key spots that a 5th grader could understand. A 4th grader could say, well, I'll tell you what, Mom, it's gone sideways. And look, if it takes out the top of that bar, maybe it'll go higher. That's it. Or, Dad, look at this. This is going sideways. People, if they buy it there, and there's a lot of buyers, it might really go. It's not that elaborate. If you simplify things, it will help. Focus on stocks with great earnings and or great sales in leading groups with great charts above the 50-day moving average line. And when they break above clean and simple tops that a 4th grader can understand, you buy. You buy. Anyway, I wanted to share this with you. I love teaching this. It's what we do in Mission Winners, trying to help speed up the learning curve so that hopefully people can make money faster. And I thank you.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.